program called Women on Board, and it helps. It's sponsored by different areas, by IFC and a lot of other areas, to help women be more women on board. They give them the training, they give them the skills, they give them everything to be able to be on board of companies. Women in leadership positions, it's up to her to decide if she can go so far.
Yes.
The limitation or the ceiling is what we put to ourselves. And I think there is some point that we say, we don't have the ceiling. If I want to be staying at home, I could stay at home, but the men also can be non-ambitious. But the woman, if we give more role models, and this is one of the objective of the conference, is to give more and more small businesses and somebody who has a dream and achieved it. Somebody who survived a crisis. Somebody who was able to start business when she's 50 or she's 40, or when her kids they got married and she wants to start her own life. There is no limit to what a woman can do and improve her society in a certain way.
And you find the awareness among the women of a certain class, or like who are kind of not inhibited by the culture in some areas. Do you find them really wanting the zeal to do to promote themselves?
Amazingly, when you just try to open up her eyes to what's stopping you, what's really stopping you.
Yes.
As of course they expect me to be doing this. They don't want to expect me to be going too far. I feel like, no, it's not that far. As long as she saw a neighbor or somebody else in the same community have gone a little bit further, she's able to do it herself. And many of them, they have the intelligence and they have the stamina to be able to move forward. And this is what we really have to continue and emphasize, that every single woman in her small community can do a difference.
Who can remove the blocks that
exactly, the stereotypes. I was just in a meeting and they were talking about in Sohag, the Amda of Sohag, the chief of this village, and I told him, they were saying, of course we cannot go to very far schools, or we cannot cross to go to another better, or to work. And the father, this guy, he said, I have two daughters, one of them is a pharmacist and one of them is a banker, and I would like her, if whatever she wanted to do, she would do, and both of them are working. So the girls then said, okay, the blocks they are having, the traditional or the usual traditional way of thinking has differed, has changed quite a bit. It will take some time, but I think it will continue to be better.
Especially that there is this problem that, you know, like, divorce rate is not low in Egypt, and there are some, you know, who are just in the gray zone. They're not divorced, but then the husband is not there, either he's somewhere else, or exactly, and she's the one providing for the house. So women are doing that, but then they're not given their own rights. But then she's the one, even sometimes, you know, he's there, but she's the one providing. She's working as a servant or whatever, and then providing for her own husband and her own kids, and he's relying on her, and then she's like, she's afraid of divorcing him for the old saying that the shadow of a man is better than the shadow
No,
of a tree.
it's not for that. It's for having a house.
Yes.
It's the ability of her having her own house and her own means to be able to continue in a certain life this way. I agree totally that everyone, if she has her own economic resources, she will be able to have her destiny, and she will decide about what kind of quality of life she would lead. And you are right, there is a big percentage of women in leading or having a main income, or the main income earner of the family.
Yes.
And these are not counted for the general economy or development of the economy, because she's working, she's not educated enough to go into the workforce or into the structural economic system.
Yes.
So this is, again, would go back to the quality of education and the opportunities that could be given to the woman to be able to pursue her career or her ambition, or the supporting system that could help her be on the right track. And one of the things is to give more and more examples and role models that, although she was able to go to the different places, she was able to get the right opportunity to learn. She doesn't have to be coming from a rich family. She could be from a small family, and she could start with with just an idea and grow with it further and develop herself.
Are you with what some people say that education and the chance to work for a woman and to be independent increase the divorce rate in the Egyptian society?
I wouldn't say that, but definitely a woman who's trying to be more assertive can have this high risk somehow. But I think the woman is the mother of the man, who should be able to help him try to develop his mentality to respect and appreciate the role of the woman as a working mother. It's not only income, it's also for her own development, for her own, to be a better mother, to be the quality of her time is better, to be fulfilled.
Yes.
So I think time management, and for women working, they are much better able to take care of their children as mothers, and to take care of the family. And they always preach that the private sector is more suitable for a woman if she has this talent in her, if she can have the initiative to develop her skills, to be able to work private, so she can control her working hours, the location of her work, to be able to provide for her family. And every dollar or every pound earned by a working woman is more spent on her the food and the quality of education and the health of her children.
Yes, yes.
Much more than the pound earned by a man.
Yes. And then talking about nowadays investment, we talked about investment, and we talked, well, how do you see investment, especially with the president's efforts, going to Kuwait and going to Italy and going, to China, and then the Italian delegation coming for investment, British delegation coming. Yes. How do you see all these efforts? Are they put in the right direction? Is this what's lacking? What should be done more? Or
we should be talking more in the language, because why would people come to Egypt versus Morocco versus Greece versus?
Yes.
They are looking for the efficient labor, efficient and the skilled and unskilled labor.
We know that we have a problem. We talk about the problem, of skilled laborers, that we have labor that has to be trained.
Exactly. So every country, when they're looking for something, especially for labor-intensive industries, they are looking for labor. They're looking for energy.
Yes.
They are looking for land. They are looking for the market. We are 90 million. So there's a purchasing power there. So if we speak the language of all these investors from all over the world, definitely we'll succeed.
Are we speaking that language?
Not yet. I think there's many more to be done, and we have to overcome, to be sure the basics are there, to be able to provide the proper training for our labor, to be able to get all the laborers we want.
Yes.
We have to continue to speak the world language. We have started somehow with the
learning,
but it's time that everyone will do his job, and to be able to really attract people to come to find what they're looking for, because we are an attractive market with 90 million people.
Yes.
It's not a small market. Even if they come just to help develop the local industry, we have to attract know-how and quality and knowledge of how people would be able. We need more airports, we need more trucking facilities, we need more ports to be able to attract investors and to continue in different scales.
And there were just also talk about the investment law, that there will be amendments or change, or, I don't know exactly what they're going to be doing, but how do you see that?
I learned that before the economic conference in March, there's going to be some changes in the investment law, which is everyone is looking forward to it and see how it's going to work.
So this is a must?
It's a must, because there's some conflicting laws between the different areas of the government, and it's about time that we take a step and change it.
But are they serious about that, or just, again, talk? Sometimes we hear talk, but then the reality is when they come, to just do their work here, and then they just leave because there are things that are lacking. They're not up to the standard. There are complications, not a one-stop shop. They talk about, you can finish your own. You're just hit with bureaucracy.
Definitely, there is somehow with that, but there is few very good ministers in the cabinet that are really doing their best to be able to overcome some of the problems of different people. And I think by all means we are somewhere in the scale, different from area the other, but again, as much as investment has done in the Suez Canal, and we have been able to do it, we need investors in the energy sector, we need investors in the water supply sector, we need energy in different things to be able to have the infrastructure ready to attract more foreign investors.
Well, we had, this hard time problems, of course, of tourism, and tourism is coming back, but then still we have problems. Have you thought, about that, as a point when you thought about the conference that you invited the business people to, that you're going to show them, those who did not come, and can see Egypt as our Egypt, not only as an opportunity for business or a venue for a conference, that there is a lot for Egypt to present to.
Actually, this is what I thought about very seriously, because I do quite a bit of traveling, and every time I think about how much resources we have to show historically, beaches, culturally, arts, every single area we have something to offer. the small touches, the makeup, which is the cleanliness of the streets, the traffic system, the
cosmetics, which are the most important, in this, like now, just to
exactly.
keep it enhanced.
Very simple things that doesn't need that huge resources.
Yes.
That can make Egypt much more effective in many things.
Yes.
And I think it's a clear message that I'm trying to overcome some of this in this conference coming up, but let's hope eventually we'll be able to encourage people to come and see what Egypt has to offer. There is plenty of that Egypt has to offer.
The glory.
The glory of Egypt, exactly.
Dr. Youmna, Shreidi, thank you very much for being with us.
It's my pleasure.
And we'll have more opportunities, and we'll just be part of the conference.
We're inviting you to join us.
Of course, we'll have to be there, and we'll just get more and just talk more, and in the coming weeks and the coming month, about what's going to happen, the preparations, all that and more. But for now, unfortunately we came to the end of this episode. So thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.
And for our viewers, thank you for being there. For our guests also, thank you for being there for us. And we'll see you again next week. As for now, it's good luck and goodbye. God bless our Egypt. God bless our Egyptian army. Goodbye for now. Thank you.